Hello and welcome to Energy Flow. I am Krystal Visions. I'm sure you already know that. I'm going to take the energetic temperature of the month to come. It is July. We are in Cancer season. We are feeling all of the feels, and emotions are your compass this month. Okay, so I'll just start off by saying that. This energy flow is going to be a little bit shorter than the last two. Just because I have been feeling my way through this month and making myself a priority, as all of you should as well. So just starting off with that, it's been really nice to take some time for myself and to really find my own personal pace with things. And I suggest that you do the same. This month is all about personal pace. It's all about personal space. And it's also about the shifting of time. So your personal pace is how much time that you need in order to accomplish something. This is a good period of time to not let other people's pace affect your pace and the quality and intention of what you want to create or what you want to put your energy into. So there's more of a focus on your own personal pace, which means that we're going inward. Big surprise, it's Cancer season. It's all inward this month, right? So now the goal isn't necessarily improving, it's not changing, it's not even elevating. We're not even trying to do all of those commonly used words that are used in tandem with growth. We are trying to connect this month. Connection is the name of the game this month. And it's connection with yourself. It's connection with who you are becoming and who you desire to become. This is also connecting with new people. We have Venus in Gemini, which is a wonderful transit for connecting with others. So this is a really good transit for connecting with other people. Now, when you find your own personal pace, you will connect with the people that you need to connect with on a divine level. Like, you will just sync up with people who are on the same level as you. I know, because this last week, it has been just that for me. I have been having conversations and connections with people that have been divine in nature, and they have been speaking the same language as me. So that is coming during July. There is lots of that. And when it arrives, it's going to be very rapid. So there's going to be a lot of new passion. There's going to be a lot of new projects. And when we have these new passions and these new projects, we are not going to have the knowledge right off the bat to be able to approach these things. So one of the things that we will be challenged with is by approaching these things with an open, student-based mind. Like, we are here to learn from the experience. So when you meet these new experiences or these new passions or these new opportunities, attempt to not meet them with a certain level of defensiveness or fear. Remain open, and also open to how clueless you might be as well, because that's okay. That's part of it. That's part of this. That's part of the growth process. That's part of the connection process, is connecting to this new form of knowledge that is coming through. The fear response might happen. You might feel a little bit ungrounded, a little bit shaken up. You also might feel like you're being restricted or you're given certain guidelines that you're not used to. Totally fine. This will be a new challenge for you to navigate, and it will also release a lot of the survival energies that you might have been operating off of this last little while. And survival energies look like fear and also security based from the material world or the external world, instead of being able to find that security within yourself and your own ability. So this is trust, right? Cancer season is about trust. Cancer rules the 4th house, and 4s in numerology, they're all about stability. So during this month, we're gonna find our legs. They might be sea legs for a little bit, but we're gonna find our legs. Oh, that was kind of a Cancer joke, like sea legs, like crab. Anyway, I digress. This is releasing survival energies, like I said before, which are rooted in fear. So yes, we will feel a little bit shaky. We will feel a little bit like, oh, we're new, we're green, but that's okay. This is a very green month. So embrace the green, embrace the growth, and make sure that if you are feeling some of these fear responses, that you go internal and you find ways of self-soothing or developing these mechanisms against these wounds of origin or fear. Just because you had a snafu at a previous date in the past, even if you have a mistake now, does not mean that that defines your future. So do not go back to past patterns based on old mistakes, which were just learning curves anyway. And I think I mentioned some of this last month too. That's why this energy flow is shorter, because last month kind of bled into July. July, we are just utilizing our emotions as a compass to navigate some of these new learning curves, okay? So your emotions will be your cues as to yes or no. You will feel it in your body. So you will never be confused as to, am I putting my energy into something that that is good for me or not? Because your body will just tell you. It's a very internal month, and you will feel it. Hopefully that makes sense. So when we talk about the 4th house, we're also talking about which Cancer rules. We're also talking about the Divine Mother. How can you mother yourself at this point in time? Do you have enough energy to play a mother role for somebody else as well that is in need of some care? You might find yourself doing that this month, but make sure that you reel it back in and that you're also giving yourself the same amount of care. So yes, security is at the base of it. You might be called on to lend some of that security to somebody else, but make sure that that security is not long-term, it's just short-term, because if it's long-term, it can become draining. So just considering some of that. So yeah, that was like a little side note that came up for me too. And I'm not talking about like individualism and like putting yourself first at all costs or anything like that. I'm talking about making sure that you've slept, you've eaten, and you've drank some water, you know, that you feel mentally prepared to deal with somebody else's energy, you know? So just making sure that that's in check. And if the other person hasn't had something to eat, hasn't slept, or, you know, hasn't had water, maybe offer them something. You know, we are not all at the same place right now. So just gauge how much energy you have to give, and how much energy you need to restore yourself to remain stable and structured. Okay, so hopefully, yeah, that in itself is like the mother role. How much are you willing to take on? Like, do you want 2 kids or do you want 4? Essentially. So, you know, and we're switching our focus from the external support to internal support. So external support being like, I need this to be this way for me to feel secure. This is more so, I am feeling secure, so the security has no choice but to arrive. If you build it, they will come. Okay, I know that's like a Field of Dreams reference. Whatever, it still stands. If you build it, they will come. If you build the nest, the hen will lay an egg, right? Bad analogy, bad metaphor. But essentially, you're going to build a lot of that security internally and not rely on the external security to validate you or to give you the security that you desire. A lot of security is based on survival tactics or survival needs, survival instincts. So we're sort of unraveling that and asking ourselves, what do we need to feel secure? What emotions do we personally need as humans to feel secure? Do you need love? Do you need an expansive set of resources? Some people do. So it's asking yourself what you need, because that is your truth. Everyone is different. And getting to that point of security, what makes you feel secure and why, is your truth. So getting to that sense of being able to trust that you embody that security regardless of what the external world is doing. Okay, hopefully that made sense as well. And yes, like some of the things in the external world do need to be changed, shifted, upgraded in order for us to feel more secure as a whole and more stable as a whole, to function in a higher form of stability. But until then, because it's been a while, we're going to be able to take some of that security, stability foundation within ourselves and not rely so much on the external aspect. And also some of that stability and validity comes from ourselves, but also our communities. So checking in with your community. What type of vibration is your community giving off right now? And community can mean several things. It can mean friends and family. It can mean just like a group of people that you work with. It can mean anything. So checking in with your community and being like, what is the vibration of this community? Are they helping each other? Are they uplifting one another? Are they listening to one another? Or are they negating and blaming each other? So it's really good to check in with the vibration of your community at this time and whether or not that community is offering you stability and structure. So that might be a hard truth. And going back and looking at, oh, okay, why am I adopting this as my community? Is it a pattern? Is it something that's based off fear? Is it something that's based off something being comfortable? So these are some of the things, wound of origins, that we should be digging into and unraveling and untying. So that's basically it for July. It's really rooted in care and self-care and being able to, I know self-care is such a buzzword, but self-care essentially means that you are giving yourself everything you need to feel secure so you can go out and help other people. That is the theme for July. And also connecting with those communities that have a similar vibration as you. And you might find that some of your friends, family, older communities are now falling to the wayside because some of these things are coming up. We're like, oh, okay, am I still aligned with that? Probably not. So a lot of those aspects are dispelling, and some of these new feelings of security are being integrated into our realities, which is really nice. So allow those new forms of security in. It is going to feel like you have sea legs a little bit this month. New passions, new opportunities. Try as best as you can to approach them without fear, because they are teaching you something and leading you to a greater form of abundance. And I don't just mean abundance. I mean abundance emotionally. I mean abundance in community. And I also mean abundance in joy, because that is the good stuff. So yeah, trust your own personal pace at this time. And you know, if you need to take a break this month, I feel you, it's Cancer season. And again, with that Venus and Gemini transit, there is going to be a lot of connecting, a lot of back and forth, a lot of flirting. There might even be some relationships where you connect on a very passionate level this month. So that's something to look forward to. If that's something you desire. Let's pull a card before this flow has flown. let's just pull a card. I usually preemptively pull a card, but I just thought I would wing it today. I have been resting today and planning for the rest of my week, so it's been very nice. Okay, what do you got for me? Oh, death card. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the death card, right? When we talk about death, there's also the polarity of rebirth. So you can't have death without rebirth, right? This skeleton who's down to its bare bones, which could also touch upon this Saturn retrograde where it's constricting and minimizing and kind of bringing everything down to its essentials. You can see that this skeleton is tilling the soil in order to plant new growth in there. So when we were talking about aligning your vibration to your community or aligning your vibration to yourself and some of the things that make you feel structured and secure, all of that stuff, no. All of this stuff is old narratives. Also, can you see like the king and the queen? Maybe these are some narratives that go way back, even from your parents, even from your family life. This person is excavating, or the skeleton rather, is excavating all of this stuff to till the soil, to plant something new in there. So this is about rebirth, and you have to go internal before you can go external, right? And I think I mentioned that last month too, where you have to contract in order to expand. And that's what's happening. We're still in the contracting mode, but Leo season is right around the corner, and we know how you Leos like to expand. So get ready, because the next energy flow is going to be a lot wider, a lot broader, and it's going to just, I think it's going to have more of an air of fun, enthusiasm, joy from all of the work that we are doing this month. So thanks so much for tuning in. I was like, thanks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really enjoy doing these energy flows. Let me know if this connects with you. Let me know if this flows with you. Yes, it's going to be on YouTube and IG on the 1st of the month, every month, unless. So thanks again for tuning in. Mwah. Happy Cancer season.